Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm your host, Makin. Sorry about the enthusiasm. I know that might have been a little much for you right now, but basically what we're doing here is we're gonna bring you the new news in weed. We're gonna also be reviewing a bunch of products and basically making you feel okay with your habit. So first up, we have a story about 6 lifeguards being arrested on Rockaway Beach in Queens, New York, which I was just there recently over 4th of July weekend, and I gotta say, Hurricane Sandy was probably the best thing that ever happened to that town. These lifeguards were arrested for smoking pot on a rainy day in July 4th. Nobody was on the beach, there was no real problem happening, and people got upset about it. Here's my problem with this entire thing, is sports for the longest time have been calling weed a performance-enhancing drug. Basically, we gotta get some consistency on this, because if we have lifeguards that are trying to save the lives of our families, wouldn't we want them to have the best drugs in their system that would enable them to do that successfully? Of course we would. Also, I don't know about you, but when I'm high, I am much more tuned in to people's struggles and danger in general. So basically, these lifeguards probably heard somebody's screams from 4 beaches over. Parents who were at the beach with their children said they observed lifeguards acting in kind of a tired, lethargic manner, saying they were laying on the beach and not doing much activity whatsoever, which is pretty typical of parents who want to pawn off their responsibility on other human beings. Washington State just opened their doors officially to legalize weed, so basically you can now get high where the vampires of Twilight live. They will sparkle a little extra just for you. The lines were long in Washington, but people have described it as a genuinely positive experience, which is a far cry if you ever went to get a beer at a bar with some muscle-bound juice fuck elbowing you in the throat because he wants his 17 Jaeger shots and potentially a Heineken. People were playing cards, they were playing music, they were just kind of getting along, which is exactly what pot stands for. The only complaint in Washington is that the prices of the pot were a little bit high, ranging from $25 to $30 a gram, which, is obvious because the supply is low at this point, but as more kind of comes in, the prices will drop. However, this is way different than New York City, where we currently are, or can we say that legally? Who knows? But this is different because we pay $60 for 1.7 grams because some shit dick with a record had to drive to our apartment and make us get out and enter the back of his car in front of a cop. For our statistical potheads, Colorado 6 months after legalization is thriving. In the month of March alone, there has been $19 million in revenue, which is up from $14 million alone in February. There has been $10 million raised in taxes, which will go right to our schools and infrastructure. Basically, it's kicking ass. The crime rate in Colorado has fallen drastically, which basically disproves everything every politician has ever told you. We have saved between $12 and $40 million in jailing innocent people who just enjoy getting high. Basically, the crime rate has decreased while sleep has increased, which has caused a boom in mattress sales. Now for our video of the week. President Obama was offered marijuana upon his visit to Denver, Colorado recently. He turned it down, in fear that it would interfere with his job because it would actually cause him to have empathy for his fellow man. Also, I'm assuming if the president was high, he would want to drive the drones himself that now attack the Middle East. It would be basically the ultimate video game. Let's check out the video.
Here we go, bro. You want a headband?
Smarten up, Denver. The president cannot smell like a joint. Give him a goddamn edible. And now for my favorite segment, Toker Tech. Wah. I'm assuming there's gonna be a logo right now, but basically tripping and imagining one. This week, we are going to review the old standard of pot smoking, the Dutch Master, which is actually my favorite way of inhaling pot. Listen, I know a lot of you are saying that's a very unhealthy way, it's archaic. What the fuck are you doing, Mike? Why are you leading us into the Stone Age with pot? Well, basically because every time I smoke a Dutch, I feel like goddamn Lil Wayne. That's why. The cool factor of smoking a fucking wrapped piece of weed that makes it just hits you in the chest. There's something about getting punched in the chest by our friend marijuana that just really makes you feel the entire experience. Listen, I'm a fan of vaporizers and edibles just like anybody else, but I need to feel my weed. I need to feel my eyes kind of like gloss over. They feel like the ice cream scoops are right behind your sockets. It's borderline freaks me out. Here is my argument for why Dutch Masters are the perfect way to inhale marijuana. It's because there is oil on the tobacco leaf of these fine cigars, which which please get rid, never smoke a Dutch Master, I will say that. My buddy turned 18, we smoked 3 of them, everybody vomited. But I will say, smoking pot out of it is perfect because there is oil coating the tobacco leaf, and THC is oil soluble. So as you smoke the Dutch and it gets down closer to the filter, the entire wrapper basically becomes THC. Do you understand? Yes, it tastes harsh and it's vomit inducing, but it's pure 100% marijuana, or at least that's what I tell my girlfriend when she asks me why the fuck the apartment smells like dog shit. Guys, thank you so much for watching the show. Tweet me at I am Mike Cannon. Any questions, any videos, any pictures, any suggestions for product review that you think I should do. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we're gonna be back every single Monday from this point on. Unless we forget, then it's gonna be Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Or Friday, we'll figure it out. Thanks.